Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of the show here in Pay Up from Friday for Critiquing with Carr. As always, if you enjoy these episodes, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when new episodes release, as well as clicking at share arrows so you can continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this week's episode of the show, episode number 52 for Favorite Film Friday, we're talking about Rear Window. And with that being said, let's begin. This movie was directed and produced by Alfred Hitchcock. The screenplay was written by John Michael Hayes. It was based on the Had to Be Murder 1942 story in Dime Detective by Cornell Woolrich. The cast for the movie is as follows: James Stewart, Grace Kelly, Wendell Corey, Thelma Ritter, and Raymond Byrne. The cinematographer for the movie was Robert Burks. It was edited by George Tomasini. The music was done by Franz Waxman. The production company for this film was Patron Incorporated. The movie was distributed by Paramount Pictures. The film was released on August 4th of 1954 in New York City and on September 1st of 1954 in the United States nationally. The runtime was 111 minutes. The budget was $1 million, and the box office grand total for this movie was 37 million US dollars. The accolades for this movie are as follows. At the Academy Awards, Alfred Hitchcock was nominated for Best Director, John Michael Hayes for Best Screenplay, Robert Burks for Best Cinematography, and Lauren L. Ryder for Best Sound Mixing. At the BAFTA Awards, the movie was nominated for Best Film. At the Writers Guild of America Awards, John Michael Hayes was nominated for Best Screenplay. At the New York Film Critics Circle Awards, Alfred Hitchcock was nominated for Best Director. And finally, at the National Board of Review Awards, Grace Kelly won for Best Actress. And now it's time for one of my two favorite parts, which is an I list off the top 10 highest-grossing films from that year's release, being 1954's Rear Window. Coming in at number 10 was A Star is Born. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $6 million, and it stars Judy Garland, James Mason, and Jack Carson. Coming in at number 9 was The Country Girl. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $6.5 million, and it stars Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, and William Holden. Coming in at number 8 was No Business Like Show Business. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $7.1 million, and it stars Ethel Merman, Donald O'Connor, and Marilyn Monroe. Coming in at number 7 was The High and the Mighty. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $8.5 million, and it stars John Wayne, Claire Trevor, and Lorraine Day. Coming in at number 6 was Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. It was distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. Its worldwide gross was $9.4 million, and it stars Jane Powell, Howard Keel, and Jeff Richards. Coming in at number 5 was The Glenn Miller Story. It was distributed by Universal International. Its worldwide gross was $12 million, and it stars James Stewart, June Allison, and Harry Morgan. Coming in at number 4 was The Caine Mutiny. It was distributed by Columbia Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $21.8 million, and it stars Humphrey Bogart, Jose Ferrer, and Van Johnson. Coming in at number 3 was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. Its worldwide gross was $28.2 million, and it stars Kirk Douglas, James Mason, and Paul Lucas. Coming in at number 2 was White Christmas. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $30 million, and it stars Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, and Rosemary Clooney. And finally, coming in as the highest-grossing film for 1954 was Rear Window. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $37 million, and it stars James Stewart, Grace Kelly, and Wendell Corey. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of Rear Window. Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window is a testament to the director's unparalleled ability to weave suspense and intrigue into a tightly confined setting. Released in 1954, the film stars James Stewart as L.B. Jeff Jeffries, a photographer confined to his apartment due to a broken leg, who becomes obsessed with observing his neighbors through his rear window. With a stellar cast, an engaging narrative, and Hitchcock's masterful direction, Rear Window remains a classic in the thriller genre. One of the standout aspects of Rear Window is its setting. The film meticulously recreates a New York City neighborhood, capturing the diverse lives of its residents within the confines of their apartments. From Jeff's vantage point, we see a microcosm of urban life, each window offering a glimpse into a different story. James Stewart delivers a remarkable performance as L.B. Jeffries, a role that, for me, surpasses his portrayal in It's a Wonderful Life. His transformation from a passive observer to an active investigator drives the narrative, and Stewart's nuanced performance captures this evolution perfectly. The neighbors in Jeff's apartment complex each have their own unique and compelling stories. From the lonely Miss Lonely Hearts to the enigmatic composer, each character adds depth to the film's tapestry. This diversity not only reflects the melting pot of New York City, but also keeps the audience engaged, as each subplot intertwines with the main narrative. One of the most innovative aspects of Rear Window is its strict adherence to Jeff's perspective. The entire film is seen through the lens of his apartment window, creating a sense of confinement and tension. This unique viewpoint immerses the audience in Jeff's world, making us complicit in his voyeuristic activities. Jeff's growing obsession with the potential murder committed by his neighbor Thorwald is expertly crafted. Despite his friend Tom's insistence that there is no foul play, Jeff's determination and paranoia escalate the tension. This descent into obsession is both thrilling and unsettling, showcasing Hitchcock's ability to create suspense from everyday situations. The climax of the film is a masterclass in suspense. As Lisa breaks into Thorwald's apartment and Jeff is confronted by Thorwald and his own, the tension reaches its peak. The fear that both characters might be killed is palpable, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. However, the sequence where Thorwald tries to throw Jeff out of the window is somewhat dated by today's standards. The special effects used for Jeff's fall appear unrealistic and detract slightly from the otherwise intense finale. In conclusion, Rear Window is a masterfully crafted film that combines suspense, drama, and a touch of romance. From start to finish, it's a good movie. Not great, but definitely not terrible or bad. The perspective of seeing everything through Jeff's apartment window is both innovative and engaging, providing a unique narrative structure that keeps the audience hooked. With that being said, and the fact being that I definitely would watch this movie again and recommend it to anybody that definitely would listen, I proudly rank this movie an 8 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. And with that, my film freaks and cinephiles, we have a few more things to discuss before we say ta-ta for now. As always, if you enjoy these episodes of the podcast, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking on thumbs up or like buttons you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date when episodes release, as well as clicking at share out so you can continue to grow the podcast, tell your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. And until next time, my film freaks and cinephiles, happy viewing.